We are looking at the campaign trail right now. The stage is set for the Fox Business Network debate in Milwaukee next week. Frontrunner Donald Trump landing front and center after topping the latest Fox News poll with 26% support. The stage has changed a bit in the 9 p.m. and the 7 p.m. debate. Joining us right now on the telephone is Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump. Donald, thanks very much for joining us.
Good, Maria. Nice to be with you.
So let me get your reaction to these changes that we've seen. Obviously, Governor Huckabee, Chris Christie, out of the 9 p.m. debate, moving down. Lindsey Graham completely out, as is Governor Pataki.
Well, I think it would be nice if Chris and Governor Pataki, Governor Pataki really should have gotten out a long time ago. I think Chris should be on. I think that Governor Huckabee is a terrific guy, a really terrific guy, and a great human being. I'd love to see him on, to be honest with you. I guess you have it down to 8 this time, which is a positive because it was too many people, and yet those two people are excellent people. I'd like to see them on the main stage.
Yeah, it's a lot of people, you're right. And going into this debate next week, you look at your plan in terms of the economic growth story and your colleagues up there. It's similar, Donald, isn't it? I mean, you all feel that regulation needs to be reined in. You all feel that the tax code is convoluted and needs to be changed. How do you distinguish yourself when basically for ideologies, you all basically have the same ideas?
Well, there's similar ideas, but there are a lot of differences on health care. There are a lot of differences on some of the social issues. There are a lot of differences certainly at the border. If you look at the border, I'm very strong on the border. I'm going to build a wall. Mexico's going to pay for the wall, which will be very easy, actually. A lot of people say no, but you look at our deficits with Mexico. You look at our trade imbalances with Mexico. You look at the kind of money we give Mexico. Every year we give them tremendous amounts of money. So they will pay for the wall. You know me well enough. You know I'll pull that off, okay? They will pay for the wall. But there are a lot of differences on the border. There are a lot of differences on immigration. Somebody like Marco Rubio is very, very, very weak on immigration, and he was a member of the Gang of Eight, and he's in favor of amnesty. So you have a lot of people feeling differently on that subject. Ben Carson is very weak on immigration, and he's also in favor of amnesty. Ben Carson wants to get rid of Medicare. Now, Medicare is a program that actually works, and you get rid of the fraud, waste, abuse, etc. But Medicare actually works, and he wants to eliminate and abolish Medicare. So, you have a lot of differences, but not probably as much as you would have maybe with the Democrats.
Right. Let me ask you about immigration, because obviously you've been talking about this wall that you're going to get Mexico to pay for a long time, since the beginning of the campaign, and immigration is a major issue. What are you going to do, though, with the 12 million illegals who are already in this country?
Well, you mentioned the word, they're illegals, and they're going to go out, and they're going to come back in legally if they're good, and a lot of the people, look, the gangs in Los Angeles, the gangs in Chicago, we have tremendous problems with illegals coming into the country, and tremendous problems. You go to Baltimore, you see what's going on in Baltimore with the illegals. We have tremendous problems with illegals in our cities, and in many cases our inner cities and major cities. You go to L.A., it's unbelievable what's going on over there. They will be out of here so fast your head will spin. They will be gone. As far as others
so you can just send them all back? I mean, how easy is that, to just send them all back?
We're going to work a plan. Do you know that in the early 1950s, Dwight Eisenhower had the exact same situation, and he moved out 1.5 million people, and very few people talk about it, and it was a tough situation, but what he did is he did it. And, I like Ike. The expression is, I like Ike. That was his whole campaign. He was a nice guy, supposedly. He moved out 1.5 million people. And actually, he moved them right up to the border and moved them over. They came back. Moved them again. They came back. Then he brought them all the way south, and they never came back. I mean, it's a very famous thing. People don't talk about it, but that's what happened.
When you talk about it,
and you can do it on a humane basis. You can do it on a basis where it works, and they come back. Good ones can come back, but they have to go through a process. We have millions of people wanting to get into the country, and they're doing it legally, and they're going through this long process, and it's really unfair to them also.
Right. And when you talk about it, and particularly when you talk about it as it relates to trade and our relationships around the world, I mean, you've been very clear. You're going to take jobs back from Japan. You're going to take jobs back from China, and you're going to create jobs in America.
Right.
A lot of people look at your comments, and they say, you know what, this is protectionist. Okay, Donald Trump, he's talking about putting tariffs on imports coming in, charging our friends around the world more money to get their products in there. Are you a protectionist, Donald?
Well, first of all, I don't think they're our friends. China's making $400 billion. We have an imbalance with China of almost $400 billion. This has been going on for years. They've taken our jobs. They've taken our base. They've taken our manufacturing. They've taken our money. We owe them right now $1.5 trillion, which is sort of a trick. That's pretty good. They take our business and we owe them money. But here's the story. I believe in free trade, totally, more than anybody. But it's got to be smart trade, and it's got to be fair trade. It can't be where we can't do business in China, but they can do business with us. And that's the way it is right now. We can't do business in China. When Boeing orders their last order of planes, they have to build factories. They have to build plants in China. We can't do business there. I have friends that are manufacturers. They can't get their product, Maria, into China. They can't get it in.
Right.
When they do, they're taxed to the hilt. I could give you numbers, but I can't even believe them that they're so high. They call them tariffs, not taxes, okay?
Yeah.
But Maria, here's the thing. We get all of this Chinese product, no tax, no nothing. They dump it all over the place, and I'm saying that's all fine. But when we want to do business there, we can't. We have an imbalance of almost $400 billion a year. That's been going on for years. Japan, with the cars, they send their cars to us. We have an imbalance of almost $75 billion a year. We have all the power because we're giving them all of this money for their product. We can equalize it out. I have Carl Icahn's already endorsed me. Others have endorsed me. I mean, we have, and I'll use people like Carl and others. These are the greatest people, and we'll all negotiate good deals. You know what a difference that would make for our country?
Yeah.